It's time to create a profitable, scalable, and sustainable studio for yourself and your students. Welcome to Dance Studio Empire. I'm Jen, dance studio owner for 30 years, running multiple locations with over 1,000 students, dance business coach turned mastermind mentor for dance studio owners, creatives, and leaders like you. I know you're committed to growing your studio and creating the time and financial freedom you most want, while also being the best in the industry with a reputation to match. I've coached hundreds of studio owners who have grown to 250, 500, and over 1,000 students using my signature studio scaled method. And in this podcast, I'll give you the clarity, strategy, and CEO mindset to help you do the same. Let's dive in. Oh, hello there, Dance Fam, and thank you so much for joining me on this week's episode of the Dance Studio Empire podcast. Please know that I love and appreciate every one of you. Every time you are downloading and listening, I am so appreciative. So thank you so much. All right, into today's episode, and this is about 5 simple ways to wrap up the year and truly switch off over the holiday break. Because can you believe it? We are under a month away from Christmas now. I know how exhausted you are right now. I know some of you are still knee deep in concert prep while others are wrapping up, but I'm pretty confident you're barely able to catch your breath. This time of year is just simply insane, right? And it feels like every time you tick one thing off your to-do list, 2 more appear. But I also understand how hard it is to focus on all the things you know you should be doing before the holiday break. And it's so tempting to leave it all for later. But let's be honest, if you don't get some key things done now, they will sit in the back of your mind over the holidays, robbing you of the mental break you deserve before the new dance year kicks off. So today's episode is all about simplifying. As I continue to preach, simplifying is the way to go. And I've been putting together a checklist of essential year-end tasks to help you focus your energy on what truly matters. These are the tasks that are going to benefit your retention, they will benefit your team, and also new enrollments for the new year. Now, I just want to also add a little caveat. If this right now all seems too much, if you're feeling overwhelmed or short of time already, I've got you. So just don't worry. I'm going to be running a Q1 business planning workshop. Now this is online in January. It's going to be the perfect way to reset, plan, and start your year with actionable steps to jumpstart your first 90 days working towards your goals once you're back in the studio. But I will give you more information on that soon. I just want you to clock it and put it in the back of your mind so that you know that this is coming if everything else is too much at the moment. All right, but for now, let's dive into the checklist. The first thing is check your stock and organization. So the small practical tasks that will ensure that you are set up for a smooth start to the new year. And this could be ordering uniform or merchandise. You want to be checking your inventory. Do you have enough sizes for new students, or do you need to put out an order form to your current students to pre-order? Remembering that a lot of companies do take a break over December, January, and if you order stuff from China, which I have been caught out before, they close for a couple of weeks during February for Chinese New Year. So think ahead, have that order in place if needed, or order forms out so you know what to pre-order moving forward. I want you to ask, are there any popular items that you're running out of or you always run out of? Placing the orders now so everything arrives before classes resume. And parents are going to appreciate having everything ready to go, as it then also reduces last minute stress in January for them as well as you. Plus, it's actually an awesome retention strategy to have that uniform available straight away or sell it at open day. It's not only going to increase your income, but you'll have students in full uniform sooner, and you can lock them in while they're all hyped. Because remember, excited and happy people talk. You could plan a discount day or a clearance sale. So this is a really great way to clear out outdated stock like older uniform styles or branded merchandise, and use this sale to bring families into the studio and generate some extra cash flow. And you could even give them like a small incentive, like 10 to 20% off, and that would then encourage these purchases and clear your stock ready for the new stuff. Another thing you should consider doing is reviewing your classroom supplies. So just have a look at the props, have a look at your costumes, have a look at your technical stuff like your speakers and your stereos. Are your acro mats getting worn out, or are they really stinky, which chances are they are? How can you clean them? And that's actually a genuine question. If you have worked out the secret to cleaning those stinky mats, please do let me know. Do you need new ribbons or hula hoops for creative dance? If you get out and order these replacements or go and pick them up now, you're not going to be scrambling in January. So because in January you want to be focusing all the energy that you have on your new families that are enrolling, plus your current families that are re-enrolling. All right, the second point is your timetable and registration prep. All right, so clarity here will make a huge difference for both you and your families. So you can finalize your timetable, confirm those classes, confirm your venues, and confirm your teachers where you can. It's really good to double check your venue if you don't own or have the lease for a building. If you're using community centers or public spaces, just confirming, double check that your venue booking is still good to go for next year, and ensure that there's no conflicts that have come up. I have been caught out before. I've had conversations with other studio owners that you just assume that local council is going to keep your venue for you at the same time, but not always. So don't get caught that way. And if you are planning any new classes or programs, slot them in now so that you can start promoting them and talking about them. Next thing you want to do is communicate with your team. So have a meeting of some sort, whether it's like a quick check-in chat, whether it's a more formal interview, or even just to send an email to confirm their availability. And if you're feeling confident, you could assign classes to them now, or just even give them that guarantee that they're going to have classes. So that's a good thing to do, because that clear communication now will prevent misunderstandings later. And you also want to know if they're not coming back and you think they are, you need to be prepared to be able to replace them. And so if you initiate a conversation first and they're like, oh, no, I'm not coming back, then at least you have that information a lot earlier than if you were to bring that up in January. All right, next thing, preparing your pricing and re-registration packages. So hopefully a lot of you are already in that process of re-registering and feeling a little bit of comfort and a bit more at ease knowing that you do have some people coming back. But I just do encourage you to be transparent and specific. So including everything parents need to know. The more information you give them, then they can make an educated decision whether they're going to join your studio or not. And I know some people are like, I don't want them to not come, but you don't. Just put the power in their hands so that you have given them everything. They decide to join. It just makes life easier if they start coming at you and saying, well, I didn't know this, or you didn't tell me that pricing was going to be like this. You can say, well, actually I did. It was all there originally when you signed up. So just make it a really easy process for them to say yes to re-enrolling. And you can also do this right now by offering incentives of some sort. The variety of this is up to you, what you want to offer and how you want to do it. Early bird discounts are really good, particularly at the moment with the focus on finances being such a big thing for families. It could just be added extra perks, like they might get a free workshop or they might get branded merchandise for registering. Just have a think about what will work with you and your families at the moment. And you also want to test that registration and onboarding process. So whether it's online or it's in person, walk through the process as if you are the parent. Is it smooth? Is it intuitive? Update any confusing steps to make that as user-friendly as possible. All right, the next thing you can consider doing is your communication and processes. So streamlining your communication will save you time and reduce frustration for parents. How can we do this? You could create and update your frequently asked document. Now, think about the questions that you're always getting asked, whether it's on the phone or through email or even messaging or comments on Facebook or Instagram. Things like, how do I enroll? What's the cost? Do I need to buy uniform now? Can my child try a class? What shoes do they need to wear? Can I watch the class? All these questions that I could make a page of questions that have been asked over the years, but the most common ones, have them in an easy place where a parent can just get the answer straight away. And you want to write clear and concise answers and put it everywhere. So your website, on your socials, pin posts, in all of your automated email responders, like have that information there, so it just is one thing a parent doesn't have to worry about asking. And that then leads on to setting up automated email replies. So you can create templates for common scenarios like new enrollment inquiries or trial bookings. Automating these responses means parents then get that information that they want and need really quickly. So even while you're taking a break, they're still getting that information because they might be signing up while you're sitting by the pool drinking a mocktail. And the other thing I want to suggest you do is just double check your contact details. So make sure that your website, your social media, your email signatures, and any links that you have throughout all of your marketing are all up to date with accurate information and they all work. So they're all being sent to the correct place. Okay, moving on. Number 4, marketing must-dos. All right, laying the groundwork now can make all the difference when it comes to those new enrollments. So you could schedule your January social media posts. So plan a mix of content that inspires, informs, engages. For example, New Year, New Goals. Why dance is the perfect activity for 2025. Get that out now. Right now is a great time to put up photos and videos of happy, engaged students, like images from your concerts or any celebrations that you've been having. The fun as well as the experience need to complement exactly what it is you teach in the classroom, the skills. So remember, coming from an outsider, what people are looking for, it's not just about how well you're doing a développé, it's not how beautifully you're pointing or how loud you're tapping, it's about the experience that their child is going to have when they come to your studio. And also it's a great time to get testimonials from parents, particularly after the concert. If they've had an exceptional experience, they're all on a high, you want to ask the parents, and you could do this with an audio recording, or you could send out an email asking them to reply, or a QR code that will send them straight to a review through Google. Ask them how much their child loves the studio. What is it that they love? So jump and strike while the iron is hot. You also, if you are doing paid advertising campaigns, map out your strategy now. So target those families looking for new activities over the holidays and use that clear, compelling messaging to encourage your new enrollments. And promoting any January events now. So if you're hosting an open day, or a meet the teacher event, or anything, a workshop in January, right now you want to be creating those marketing materials and sharing them. Share the details across your platforms, email, to build that excitement. And so people know. So like I mentioned to you that I'll be running a Q1 business planning day in January. Just pin that in the back of your mind. You don't need to worry about the details as much at the moment, but just know that it's coming. Do the same for your families with any events that are happening in January. And finally, number 5 is your staff and celebration. So taking the time to acknowledge your team and set clear expectations just makes for a really strong start in the new year. This could look like booking your Christmas celebration. Now, it doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. It could be a casual dinner, it could be a formal dinner, or even a coffee catch-up or a picnic or meet at the beach. These type of events can go a long way in showing your team that you really value them. Reconfirming your teachers' roles and hours. So like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I think, if you can secure your teachers now or let them know that you have work for them, it's going to make your life a little bit easier. Whether you schedule short meetings or send clear emails to make sure everyone knows what to expect in 2025, this also gives you the chance to address any concerns or questions that they may have now, and it can be addressed now before the new year starts. If it is in your future that you need to be looking for new hires, now's the time to be organising that and having those interviews if possible. If you want to expand your team, now's the time to start the process. In January, there's so much happening. January goes so fast, and you don't want to be spending your time trying to find the right teacher, because what will happen is you'll end up hiring out of desperation. And I'm pretty sure that we've all experienced that, hiring out of desperation, and it really just doesn't work. In the long run, it is going to mean that you're going to probably have to interview a lot sooner than you would like again. And the final point is, and this is a big one, and I would really encourage you right now, as this episode is wrapping up, to go and do this. I want you to set your very last day of the year working. So decide on the date that you are going to step away from your studio tasks, or step away from your office, or step away from the studio, and stick to it. So use this time to truly rest and recharge so that you are ready to tackle the new year with fresh energy. Put it in your diary, highlight it so that you can't keep going back and say, oh, I'll just do another hour here, or I'll just do another here. Make that decision. Getting to that point is now where we need to put our head down and we need to just go hard. Can you do within the next 3 weeks, get as much of this ticked off as you can so that you do get to that point and you can take time. I really, really encourage you to do that. I lived so many years of sitting, with the family at Christmas, coming up to New Year's, and all I could think of, I was consumed by what I had to do when it clicked over January 1, because knowing that new enrolments were coming in and I was having to respond to emails, and I know I lived it for so long, which is why I know how important it is, and is really the reason why I got so strategic about my planning in the second half of the year, so that this time is now purely for my family, and it's time off, it's time away from the business, and I can actually enjoy the other side of my life, not just what consumes me with the business. All right, this checklist isn't about perfection. Even if you only complete a few of these tasks, you'll be miles ahead when the new year begins. So prioritize what matters most to you and your studio right now, and what will have the biggest impact. So just think about that for a minute. Think about what's going to have the biggest impact. Even if it's a few items, you will feel more prepared and confident heading into your holidays. Now, if you're feeling overwhelmed, especially with the knowledge that you want more for your studio, but you just aren't sure the best way to achieve it, please know you're not alone. Maybe you've been thinking about putting that clear strategic plan in place for yourself, like I just spoke about, but you don't know where to begin, or perhaps you're just craving like a simplified roadmap that'll just take your studio to the next level. Well, don't worry, I've got you. If you feel like you'd benefit from some accountability, some guidance and support, join me for our Q1 business planning workshop. It's January 20th, and it will be at 9:30 for 2 hours. And I would love to extend a personal invitation to you. This workshop will be all about helping you just to clarify your top priorities for the first quarter. You will create a practical step-by-step roadmap that aligns with your studio goals. You will feel confident about the direction with expert advice from me, with everyone who's on the call, and just a safe space to ask questions. And there's also going to be an opportunity for a one-on-one follow-up call with me, and that's just to really solidify your plan. Now, I know you are going to leave this session with a tailored plan and a renewed focus to kick off the new year with purpose, because I remember what it's like in January. We get so overwhelmed with everything else that we're trying to do to get started again that we forget about the planning part. And so that's what this is that's what I'm having this event for. So you can just block out 2 hours in your calendar, and you can have the next 3 months will be on a very clear path moving forward. So hopefully that will help you. More details will be coming soon, but for now, just know that you don't have to navigate this alone. I'll be here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, remember, a little preparation now equals a lot of peace later. You guys have got this. Keep going.